members, Ms. Hoffman. On the track project, since July, I'll start there since that's when I started. I met with the designer to go over the project, familiarize myself with it. Came to the understanding that we were waiting for some underground utility marking services to be secured for the project. We since acquired that company to do that project. They use ground penetrating radar to survey the area for underground utilities, and then a surveyor came in and completed a survey of the area for the project to be designed. The designer is currently undertaking the design of it. We have received preliminary plans for the field house upgrades. I've shared those with Mr. Bartley and Ms. Hale. But right now, we're expecting the plans to be completed right at the end of this month, 1st of November, and be presented to us for a review at that point. The intention is to have the contract, or have the project under contract before the end of the calendar year. That's the intention at this point. So
any questions for Mr. Tyree?
thank you.
Great. Any questions? You know, actually, Chairman Wright, board members, the main thing is that we first looked at this back in August, September. We were looking at about 100 student reduction. Once everything came together, though, we're down about 13, and considering everything that's going on around here, that's pretty daggone good. So I feel pretty comfortable that we'll finish out the year strong. So I'll be happy to entertain any questions.
Great. Well, we certainly do appreciate that.
Can you find us 13 more students?
I found you 75. we probably will, you know, come second semester. So
Thank you.
Great. Any
well,
questions?
we've already discussed the burden that our teachers and staff and the shortage and the work that we put in, and this is a caveat that we'd like to throw out there with the board's approval to give a no staff, no student day for the Monday and Tuesday of Thanksgiving week. And we'd also like to make Wednesday a all offices closed day off. I think it would be a good gesture for all the hard work and thoughts that have gone in with the beginning of the school year and the efforts our employees have put forth thus far. And we are still continuing to look at other ways to implement strategies to help out our employees for the rest of the year. So, what you all think?
I think it sounds amazing. We've all talked about, we talked about this a little bit at our retreat.
Well, we've talked about, you know, some Fridays or half days, and then we start running into the transportation and childcare, and you know, during that week with hunting and everything else going on. I mean, I just think it would be a wise move and a positive move morale-wise.
I agree. Might not be good for the deer population in Alleghany County.
Wouldn't bother me. I pass them all the time.
Any other questions or comments on this? None.
I'll make that motion, and just on top of that, thank you to all the teachers and staff.
Motion by Mr. Schultz, give a second.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Morgan. Roll call, please, Ms. Best.
Mr. Franson?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hollenthaler?
Yes.
Mr. Littleton?
Yes.
Ms. Morgan? Yes. Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Good evening, Chairman Wright, Superintendent Halterman, and school board members. We continue to face the challenges of our pandemic over the last 18 months. We continue to strive to ensure a safe environment for all of our students, our employees, and any visitors to our school. You were informed back at our early part of October that our health mitigation team had updated and approved the use of our facilities for outdoor use, which is now being utilized by the Recreation Department, and we are continuing to evaluate indoor facility use. At this time, indoor facilities are limited only for school use of functions. We did meet last week, the health mitigation team did, and we discussed several topics and challenges, and some of those include We continue to await guidance from the Virginia Department of Education and our insurance provider, VACOR, regarding the new Department of Labor industry standards. Those were released in September, and we're still awaiting guidance on those particular standards. We discussed field trips and what our practice will be as we move forward with field trips. We have several administrators working on a detailed plan related to field trips, school-related field trips. Currently, we are approving field trips for any kind of competition, of course, athletic events, and these are currently on a individual basis. But that is a continuation as we move forward. We have visited the use of the weight room. The weight room currently is being used by our physical education and CTE classes as part of the school day, but it has not been used after school hours. At this point, we have decided to open up, and we feel that we can do so safely, the weight room to the in-season athletic teams with some mitigating factors, a limited number of individuals in the room at the same time, a sign-in, sign-out sheet in case we need to do some follow-up if we have any kinds of issues related to COVID. We also have some access to limited access to free at-home COVID tests. These are provided to us by the Virginia Department of Education, Department of Health. These are going to be managed by our school nurses. Cannot say enough about our school nurses. Donna Harris, Department of Health, Teresa Meyer, just unbelievably the jobs that those folks are doing. But nonetheless, the nurses are working on creating a protocol. As a reminder, these at-home tests will be used at home, not testing will not be administered by our staff. And the final item I'd have, last month we presented for your consideration emergency sick leave similar to the federal sick leave that was utilized last year and eventually expired at the end of March. Looking for any kind of guidance from the board if you like any kind of feedback or direction for us to consider any such emergency sick leave regulation for us to consider in the future. So that is what I have for you specifically. Be happy to answer questions, guidance, anything further related to any of these items.
So the weight room.
Yes.
I know I've had a couple of people reach out to that. In-season athlete, is there, I guess, just trying to understand why, the response I'm getting out in the community is if there's more than, and I don't know what the average classroom size is, but if they're using it and during the day, what makes it more, I guess, riskier for a smaller group to use it after hours, I guess is the question that we're facing out in the community a lot more. And, I think, obviously that's a hot button topic. Obviously, the athletics and stuff like that, that's one that people don't tend to settle on and not ask for questions. So that's one that we typically, for whatever reason, I probably get approached with those more than anybody else. So just, I guess, something to help, I guess, understand that, that I guess just minimizing the risk, I guess. And
It is. We're looking to limit it at 10 in pods, so to speak. So you have the same group of individuals who are going to be together. So you bring in a variety of different students. In traditional weight room in the past, you'd have it open Monday through Thursday, and anybody could come and go as they wished. But here we can control the number of students that are actually in there. You can also ensure that we're following the mitigation practices, which we're doing with the students during the day. And there's also a cleaning component associated with this as well. The idea is to start small and see how this goes, and hope as we move forward here that as long as this is working well, that we open it up even further. This is just the first step.
It definitely makes more sense hearing it like that. I think one thing maybe we could do is maybe just the coaches do a better job expressing that to the parents and the play, like, because it makes sense now that you say, like, so you have a classroom, those 10 kids are going to be exposed or be around each other on a consistent basis in that setting, whereas a team, maybe bringing here and there. And, I guess they just don't get that, I had a person ask me, is the thinking that COVID is more contagious after hours than it is during school hours. I mean, that's just where their mind goes. So I definitely think just communicating that to parents would definitely help, maybe them better understand that there is reason behind it.
Will do.
Any more questions?